Bubba Boom.
Bubba Boom. We are live and ready to go here at OverKlocked Gaming, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Earth, Milky Way.
90210.
902. That's the one place we aren't in right now.
Ah, shiz. Wrong.
All right, anyways, welcome back to day 2. Or I guess welcome for the first time to day 2. Back to this tournament. Here at OverKlocked Gaming, I'm Kevin the Noteman Kyle.
And I'm Tim Los Pandaros Cooper.
And we're getting set for losers finals action today. We got quite possibly a long day because we have a maximum number of 9 games that are available for us to play.
Absolutely.
Today.
Yeah.
We got 2 best of 3s with a reset best of 3 if needed in the winners finals today. So this is our first one in losers finals, deciding who will go on to grand finals to face D4 is our weak link.
D4 is their weak link indeed. And in this game, we've got Disco Nunu on the blue side, and we've got Negative Space on the red side. Disco Nunu has played in our tournaments previously under GQS, so if you recognize some of the player names, that might be why. Rick Chum, XZ4, Sokka, all familiar names. And of course, Negative Space, regular contenders here at the Edmonton Open.
Yeah, it seems like Negative Space hasn't... It doesn't seem like Negative Space has missed a tournament in, 6 years?
Yeah, and when they do, it's rare, and
Yeah.
it's a sad day. It's a sad day for the scene. But first ban's coming out. We see Caitlyn getting banned again. We saw Caitlyn ban in the end of the day yesterday in their last couple series.
Yeah, and it was banned most of the day yesterday. I think out of the games we streamed, only the first game Caitlyn got through, and it got through with a Morgana.
Oh, interesting. And did they dominate?
Absolutely. It also didn't help that... and actually, that was Disco Nunu that had the Caitlyn Morgana. Fancy that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So
and they went against unorthodox double jungle team composition with 3 solo laners.
Weird. And I'm assuming that the bot lane just got absolutely pounded.
It was a Nautilus into Caitlyn Morgana.
Oh, boy.
was not a lot that was going to happen there.
Poor soul. That's a terrifying lane to play.
Yeah. But anyways, we do see the picks coming out here. We got Galio first pick for... Disco Nunu. I just said their names and then forgot it immediately. And Lysandra Aatrox coming out for Negative Space here.
Yeah, the Lysandra and the Aatrox. Aatrox, one of those champions that's really been resurging ever since his rework a little while ago. Very, very cool champion. A lot of different things you can do. So much outplay potential in those one-on-one fights where you can flash... and get your final knock of your Q. Just a lot of interesting plays that are able to be made by the Aatrox there. But it looks like, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But the Aatrox is sitting on K for Kimchi right now. I'd be interested to see if he brought in the jungle. I don't know if he can jungle very well, but I imagine it's top lane.
I think he can jungle okay, but generally you want Aatrox in that top lane because you want him to get as much farm as he can. And he also duels really well in the early game. And actually, speaking of that Caitlyn Morgana earlier, we do see half of that coming out, at least, with the Morgana being picked up, likely for support.
Yeah, probably for support. And Lysandra, good to see Lysandra, and I'm excited if we are going to see this Nocturne. Nocturne, one of those champions that immediately, as soon as he enters your game, he just changes a whole bunch of the map as to how you have to fight. If you're even with Nocturne and you're choosing to take a fight at Baron, you got to be careful of the bushes because you'll lose vision in a team fight, and that can easily lose you a team fight.
Yeah.
And then Nocturne also having that really, really strong mid-game gank potential at anywhere on the map. So
yeah, and we do see some 80 carries still being banned out by Negative Space here. They're really trying to target that 80 carry pool by getting rid of the Caitlyn and Kai'Sa. And really, if you want to say the Syndra as well targeting the bot lane pool, because, I mean, if you follow G2, that's a pretty well-known pick for perks down in the bot lane.
Yeah. And Yumi is being banned out. I didn't see any Yumi bans or picks yesterday. She did get hit pretty hard with a nerf a little while ago. Has she been seeing play, Kevin, from what you've seen?
In the Worlds meta, absolutely. There's a big bot lane that came out, I don't know if EU was the first one to do it, but that's where I saw it first, was in EU with Garen Yumi.
Garen Yumi. Oh my god.
And apparently it's just absolutely disgusting.
I believe it.
Just the amount of damage that you can rock out, and Garen can just survive in that bot lane with the Yumi's help because he's got the passive life regen. He's naturally tanky. Apparently he has a shield now.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. They hate me. I'm just going to throw that out there. Garen has been my ban literally for a year and a half. I've been banning that champion, and everyone thinks that I'm crazy. And then
now they've buffed him.
They buffed him so
really
hard,
good.
and now he's ridiculous. So I hate that champion, and I don't know why they decided that he should be even more powerful.
Well, apparently he is right now. So that Yumi pick, when she's played really well, a lot of players consider her to be pretty broken. So I understand the ban's coming out for that. We do see a Karma locked in here.
Oh, Karma. All I do is complain. I'm just realizing this. I'm just such a complainer. Oh my god, I hate Karma.
It's all those years coming back to you.
It just haunts me.
Everything jumbles together when you've been playing for as long as we have.
That's true.
And so, even if it's been 4 years since a character was anywhere close to top tier, you still remember that 4 years ago, as if it happened yesterday. And it's no, I don't want that back in my game.
Yeah, and a good Karma is just so obnoxious and abusive. Going to be great with that Nocturne, though, into the... once Nocturne engages in a gank, he gets a Karma speed boost plus shield to stick on targets. He's going to be very, very, very threatening as the game goes on. Pantheon is picked up, though, so we didn't see a Pantheon ban, and we do see the Pantheon pick.
Yeah, and I believe we saw it once yesterday. I can't remember if it won or lost yesterday, because it was one of the closer games we had in the start of the day. But he's been kind of popping up since his rework. A lot of people kind of having different thoughts about him, whether he's good, whether he's bad. They've buffed him, they've nerfed him. He hasn't quite found the perfect spot for himself yet.
Yeah, I've only seen him in one game so far, and my thoughts were his shield seems to be too strong. He seems to be able to dodge too much damage, and what is this dual AD bot lane? Those were my 3 thoughts on my game with Pantheon. It'll be interesting to see how he gets played in these team comps. We're seeing the Pantheon with the Galio as well, too. So that's going to make for a lot of team fight initiation potential.
Along with the Jarvan as well.
And Jarvan, Jarvan can start it, and then those two can just completely follow up.
On top, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Ezreal really benefiting from those extended fights as well, too. Morgana going to give him the ability to play around pretty freely in these fights. But not a lot. See, and now we're in a weird spot where I really like Disco Nunu's team. I think Disco Nunu's team has a lot of different pieces that they can use in a different way. And Negative Space's team is one of those teams where they are so strong if they get ahead. If they get ahead and they just start pushing in, they can pick any dive they want. They've got Lissandra to dive. They've got Nocturne to dive. Aatrox, Karma, especially strong with that. Jinx, amazing for pushing and finishing off those team fights. So if Negative Space can start winning a team fight, I just imagine that they're going to be absolutely terrifying to deal with. But if Disco Nunu holds their own, I really do like their team comp.
I think, I like Disco Nunu's team comp. It's really straightforward front to back composition. You got your big bruisers in Galio, Jarvan, and a little bit in Pantheon now, because even if you build them damage, you put up that shield wall and you block all damage coming from that direction, right? And then you got just the general power, long-range power of Ezreal just poking from your backline.
Yeah, and
Negative Space, don't like this composition that much.
We hate it.
I don't hate it. But like you were saying, if it gets ahead, it's going to be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you go even with this composition, or better yet, if you get ahead of this composition, it falls off really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like the Lysandra, Jinx, and Karma, and even the Aatrox to an extent, work a lot better kind of kiting back.
Mm-hmm.
And Nocturne doesn't do that.
Yeah, no, that's true. And the Nocturne is one of those champions where if he starts to get going, he just is completely abusive, very, very, very hard to deal with. And but if he doesn't get going, he's a squishy
he hits
little...
He dives into the back line and explodes.
Disappears. Yeah, exactly. So, so it's gonna be an interesting game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
30 seconds till we get in.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, no, a lot of this is going to come down to who ganks well early on, who gets that early edge. So I'm curious whether we're going to see Galio or Pantheon in the mid lane. I would assume Galio, but you could easily apply the same things that you do to mid lane Galio to Pantheon, just as an AD. Because a lot of people like running Galio because he's got that ulti to jump to either lane. Pantheon has the exact same thing.
That's true. And it might be a matter of deciding where they want to match. They can open up for that decision if they so choose. Because they do have both champions can mid, both champions could top theoretically. So it'll be interesting to see if they do decide to do some moving around if they find themselves in an unfavorable matchup.
All right, we are getting into game here though, and I've got to click on the screen in order to make the hotkeys work.
Ba-boom.
There we go. And I mean, I think we're getting into the game.
Oh, it paused.
We got
on
in. The champions didn't. There we go.
There it is.
And so we're starting off. I don't know. Runes and Masteries, I don't think we're seeing anything too out of the ordinary here.
Yeah, we're there. All these players are now playing at a pretty high level as well too. So they should at least have a really good sense for what's going to serve their champion the best. And we shouldn't see many strange plays or mistakes when it comes to that type of thing at this point. But you never know.
You never know. And, well, I mean, sometimes, especially in this best of three, maybe you think you've been theory crafting something and you want to try it out. A best of three is game one of a best of three is a perfectly fine time to try that. You
That's
catch
true.
somebody off guard with some slight change in rune that makes you tankier or
Kleptomancy Galio,
bigger. Yeah.
real rich chicken. Defensive start again for both teams. Not seeing many invades at all this tournament.
No, I've seen a lot of defensive, and as we say that, we get the early ward in the top there, or in the top side there.
Interesting. So they're going to be able to track the Nocturne a little bit to see if he does choose to take that path towards mid lane for a gank, or if he's just doing his jungle.
Yeah.
It'll give them a good amount of information for the next minute on as to where they can expect Nocturne to be on the map.
Yeah. Well, and especially because there is that Korean jungling route that's starting to become really popular, where you do red, Krugs, and then Raptors, and then move into the river, and you kind of can go either to whichever side you're on, if you're blue down to bot, or top, or red up to top side, or into the mid lane transition gank to get into your jungle, and you clear your most valuable camps with the Raptors and Krugs first.
Yeah, that's very smart. A lot of times people in the jungle don't think to prioritize which camps they want up the most often. The ones that are going to be easiest for your champion to do, that provide the most gold, are obviously going to be the most beneficial. So, really interested to see how this matchup plays up in the top lane, the Aatrox versus the Pantheon. A couple of quick trades starting off. Sokka and Richum hitting level 2. They go for a snare, do not manage to land it.
Yeah, no, good sidestep there by the Karma. Just carefully waiting out on that binding. Knows it's coming, steps in, steps forward. That's the least likely direction they're going to go, is towards you, right? So, one of the best ways to dodge abilities. And, some good trading in the top lane by Aatrox and Pantheon here.
And we are seeing potentially the first gank here top lane. Jarvan making his way up there. Pantheon already starting the fight. Aatrox going for the re-engage. This is going to be bad for him. Is Z4 going to die, though? He does go down first blood. Spoofu coming in. Can he clean it up?
I don't know if he can. I don't know how bad the cooldowns are for Aatrox early on, but...
Wow, and Aatrox taking almost no damage there from the Jarvan. If you saw, he hit his abilities, kind of hit him with a couple auto attacks, and he still had around 200 health. So Aatrox, very safe, going to be able to just safely grab some of that CS base and then return to lane to meet Galio, picking up the first blood. Unfortunately, too much of a bait there by the Aatrox. Jarvan doesn't get there fast enough.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit of miscommunication, I think, between the jungler and the top lane. You know, jungler says, yeah, I'm coming up to gank. Says it while he's at his red buff. All right, I'll go and engage. Yeah. Where are you, jungler?
They're so close to timing, though. He did, Pantheon did manage to force the Aatrox to engage, but he engaged and murdered him.
Yeah. And well, Pantheon, actually, it's worth talking about because the rework is still fairly new. Did one of the better combos for engaging early on because of the triple strike that you get with your enraged shield bash.
Oh.
Immediately adds 3 more stacks so you can get that extra spell off with enrage faster because you need 5 hits of anything in order to stack that up.
Very cool.
Whether it's a spell or an auto attack, you just have to hit something 5 times, and then you get your next spell to be enraged, which will do either bonus damage with your Q, or makes your shield last longer, or with the jump in, it gives you 3 really fast auto attacks right off the bat.
Yeah, very interesting.
So ideally, when you want to engage, you jump in with the W, get those 3 auto attacks, that puts you up to 3. Immediately you do 1 more auto attack, Q, and then you can shield wall out or some other version of those so you get a very quick second enrage off.
Yeah, Pantheon having been one of those champions that has basically been unchanged since release.
Yeah.
Finally getting a drastic rework. I mean, he looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, the art for him is gorgeous. Honestly, the lore's really fun. Because he kind of went from, like, you know, this God of War type guy that'll, you know, beat up on everybody to a guy who literally hasn't ever won a fight in his life, but continues to fight people.
Really? Is that his lore? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Kitten here in the bot lane, managing to stay behind on CS. Oh, darn. I was wrong.
Yeah. And K for Kimchi doing a bit of an engage, forcing the Galio ulti out.
Ooh, big fight here, top lane. Yeah, XC4 not hitting with his spear, so and misses another ability. Runeros is going to go in for the fight here. He's going to go in for the kill. He's going to get his knockup. No, flash away.
Oh, the flash on. He gets the kill, actually.
The flash follow. We missed it. Holy.
Spectator client, what are you doing?
I don't want to watch you kill him. He's dead. Watch them farm bot lane, please.
The outplays were real, and we never got to see them.
It outplayed the spectator client.
Yeah.
It was so outplay. Wow, that was nice flash there by the Pantheon. Just like we were talking about a little bit in Champion Select, the complete follow there from the Aatrox, following with his flash. Rick Chum not quite level 6. He's going in hard though onto the back line.
Gets a strong root in there. Rick Kitten will go down. Zelvrak on the back line gets taunted up. Will go down as well to Unique.
Chicken's down here, and he is finishing off the kills.
Yeah,
without
even having ulti.
Without having ulti. No one having ulti there. That play from Rick Chum there on the Morgana is a very, very normal level 6 Morgana play.
Yeah, but no, you dash in, you flash in right up next to them and ult, and then it's an easy follow-up binding once they're stunned.
They're basically dead. There's almost no counterplay. But he's not 6. He's level 5. Ooh, big fight for the camps there in the jungle.
A really good smite there by K for Kimchi. Keeps him really safe. Gets all that health back and secures the Raptor that he was stealing away.
And picks up his 6 as well, too. So maybe he's going to take that into the top lane, continue the snowball on that top laner.
Yeah, definitely one of the champions that if you get snowball in can be an absolute terror in the late game.
Oh, boy. Aatrox. And here, Jarvan's going to be either deeply upset. He's losing his blue buff. We might see a counter gank here from the Nocturne, though. Nocturne's close enough. Jarvan's coming in. Lissandra's going to fall extremely low. She does have her ultimate, though.
Yeah, she's actually just going to be able to flash away from that one and keep herself safe.
Oh,
XE4
boy.
went up to try to cut her off. I believe busted the ulti for that one.
He did. But, I think he may have, yeah.
Yeah, no, very good pathing there by Water. He just knows going straight up the river he's safe after seeing the Pantheon ulti starting to come in.
Okay, and it looks like one of the teams peed themselves, and they're going to take a quick bathroom break. Just kidding. Just rude. Just kidding. So we'll be back again shortly in about a minute or so, I imagine. Yeah, normally you pee before you play, but sometimes the nerves, they just get you. Like you're playing hide and go seek, you're hiding, and you're just thinking, I gotta pee.
Yeah, sometimes it's not there until you get into game. It's just that reflex of
the tension, the stress
comes in, and you're like, oh, shit, I should have done this earlier.
It's funny. I remember doing community theater when I was younger, and we would there'd often be people, and they would pee 5 or 6 times before a show. Just 5 or 6 times they'd have to go to the washroom just because it just so stressed. Their bladder just shrink. Anyways, we probably shouldn't talk about the bathroom that much. I don't know. It's an interesting topic, right? Yeah. Right, folks?
I'm sure. Very interesting.
Jeez. Looks like the chat says that they're back. They should be getting underway again here in a second.
Yeah, and we are in losers finals. Technically, right now, winner of this series goes to grand finals. We are doing a best of 3 for this one.
Mm-hmm. And Disco Nunu won the rock, paper, scissors at the start, so they were able to choose what side they wanted to start on. The losing team will get to choose which side they continue to. So if Disco Nunu loses this game, they'll get to choose if they want to start on blue side again, and if not, Negative Space will get the choice as to which side they'd like to play on.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. They picked the blue side, and then their first pick was that I believe it was the Morgana, right? No, that came.
No, the Morgana
later
was in the second round,
but yeah, the first pick was Galio.
Galio
was the high priority, which actually we're kind of seeing. If you're following Worlds right now, we're seeing a bit more emphasis on team fight comps rather than the aggressive, just fight all the time style that kind of G2 took into MSI and won MSI with.
Yeah, interesting. I find that most of the time, once players get to a certain point, that you're not able to exploit the mistakes of your opponent because they make fewer. So just picking team fight, comps is really the safe choice.
Yeah, it's usually the safer choice, and then G2 goes and styles on literally the best teams in each region in the world.
Yeah.
With
the Europeans.
With the crazy picks, but even today we saw G2 go for the
big gank on the mid lane. K for Kimchi doing a lot of damage onto Galio. Galio, no flash or no dash.
Available, yeah. K for Kimchi just getting in there, gets
chopping
the
him
kill.
up.
Ooh, jump onto Karma. She has to flash away from that. The binding does land onto Watery there. Goes forward. No ulti for Lissandra here. Does get the root onto Saki. Goes golden.
Aatrox coming in from the back line. Pantheon here as well, too. They're going to come for the counter fight here. Pantheon is small, though. Aatrox is huge. He wants to keep fighting. He's going to keep going. The Jarvan's definitely going to go down here if Aatrox can manage to find him. Dashes forward. Is he going to be able to slow him down? No, the slow doesn't reach.
Yeah, kind of focused a little bit more on the Ezreal as the Jarvan was getting away there. Maybe wanted to switch targets.
Yeah.
Ezreal is Ezreal. He's going to get away.
Mm-hmm.
But still, a really good fight for Negative Space there. I believe they went 3 for 1?
Yeah, that seems about right.
2 or 3 for 1?
Yeah, Negative Space starting that fight off. Rick Chum finding K for Kimchi on the bot side. Ezreal's here as well, too. K for Kimchi very low.
Yeah.
Pop.
Sokka just hops forward, has that black shield for safety. No problems taking down K for Kimchi. Trying to clear a ward he really shouldn't have.
Yeah, a little bit of an aggressive ward to clear, given that the teams still were at base, hadn't returned from the fight, and didn't have vision on his bot lane. I think he probably assumed that Ezreal had based.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he had yet. So as you can see by Ezreal's mana pool, was just chilling around the bot side. Just a little bit of a greedy play there from Kimchi.
Yeah. And Unique getting a little bit of damage onto the tower. I believe he got... Nope, didn't quite get the plate off that, but has to go run away thanks to the Aatrox. And we do have a lane swap between Ryotaros and Watery here.
Very interesting. He's going to try and take that Aatrox advantage into the mid lane now, given that he's already taken a strong lead on the top side. Aatrox versus Galio too. I think that Aatrox is...
Rick Chum just missing that binding.
Yeah, first game of the day. We'll forgive you, Rick. We'll forgive you.
That was expecting Aatrox to go into the river, and Aatrox thought better of it. But, yeah, no, honestly, pretty even game so far. We're 5 kills each. Dead even on gold, pretty much. As Galio cleans his wave up, we should get a lot closer, but...
yeah, very close snare there, or leash there from Ryotaros onto Unique, from Aatrox onto Galio. They did pick up the Dragon, though, a little while ago, so that's going to be a significant, the Ember Dragon takeaway, at least, from the other side. You don't want Nocturne or Aatrox to be having that Ember Dragon.
And also that the Infernal Drake is a big one to pick up for Disco Nunu here, because they really have a pretty low damage comp outside of like Ezreal and Pantheon. But as we do get the fight here, Galio actually going to get stopped out of the ulti there, and K for Kimchi trying to get away from XZ4 as he goes in. Ryotaros almost going down. He does get shut down by XZ4. Watery looks to be next on the list as Unique knocks him up, but K for Kimchi does come back in, does not go down to the Winds of War.
Wow, and that was such a close fought fight there as well too. Kitten's ult barely missing with the Jinx. Wouldn't have done a ton of damage, but would have brought about 150 or so damage into that fight. Putting them at maybe a safer position. XD4 looking for K for Kimchi. K for Kimchi overextended though. Doesn't care. Maybe he's not.
The dashing, the jump in with the stun. Really, smart play by XZ4. Did not immediately jump in on with the stun.
Yeah.
Waited that out, popped the spell shield with the Q, and then just jumped in and killed K for Kimchi because he's a Nocturne. He's kind of squishy early on.
Yeah, pretty squishy early on. And the Pantheon there, I was just surprised based on the pathing for Kimchi. It looked like he turned to fight, or maybe he was just aware that he wasn't getting away. So the only way is to start and maybe get a couple lucky crits or something.
Yeah, it's likely that he knew he wasn't going to get away. No flash available for him during that fight. And as we were talking about earlier, Nocturne goes in. He doesn't go out.
That's true. Yeah. He can lay a little dirty path for him in front to move fast, but that's about it.
And that path only gets extended if you attach it onto somebody.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All tools designed to get in, not for escaping.
Yeah, we'll see if they do prioritize an early Rift Herald this game, with a lot of the advantage being held on the top side of the map. Oh, and this might be a free dragon here for negative space.
Jungler's nowhere nearby. Disco Nunu has no idea this is even going on.
Yeah, really good coordination there from negative space, calling out that dragon timer, making sure they're in position. Backs not timed by Disco Nunu to enable them to be there at that fight. As you see Ezreal just getting to lane. Pantheon was pathing down towards there, nowhere near getting there.
Yeah, no, really well done play by negative space. And
nice steal from Jarvan on that red buff. Just a little cheeky steal there.
Yeah, K for Kimchi was in his jungle earlier, stealing the blue buff, so a little bit of payback.
And
there, and Kitten getting rooted up here. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Sokka. I did not expect that much coming out. And K for Kimchi goes in, hits Ezreal for a lot, gets the fear onto him with the flash forward. Rick Chum going to be able to stay safe there. Watery now in trouble, finding Unique here, gets knocked up.
And Unique's out of damage, though. Once Galio does all his abilities, he has no damage for a while there.
Yeah, and Watery just going to be able to walk away from this one. No one able to back up Unique to help him finish off Watery, but...
Yeah, K for Kimchi there, flashing the bind from Morgana, or flashing just as Morgana threw out her bind to completely avoid ending up getting stunned there.
Yeah,
ensnared.
And following the Ezreal as he tries to jump away. And Spoofu
nice
jumping in. Zalvarak tries to flash away, but a following flash secures the kill. Galio getting in on the assist.
Yeah, very nice flash by Spoofu there. Just immediately follows, sticks on him, and executes him.
And Ryutaros, looking for a fight here, was waiting in the wings.
Level 11 to level 10 with, it looks like he might be sitting on some gold right now. Doesn't have any completed items yet on the Aatrox.
Has about 1,000 right now in his pocket. But,
yeah, there's the Black Cleaver completed. That would change things a lot. That really changes the fight dynamic there. With that level 11, if he has the Black Cleaver, I don't think he walks away. I think he just walks forward. He'll get the movement speed added, and...
No revive anymore, though.
No revive. They took away Aatrox's revive.
Took away his revive. One of the defining things of his old kit before he got reworked.
Mm-hmm. It is one of those abilities. There's some abilities that are extremely hard to balance around.
Yeah.
So giving a champion the ability to come back from the death, like let's say like a
Nivea,
is it's very, very hard to balance around. So you end up with champions in a lot of weird spots. So I think the decision to take that out of his kit and just make him more of like a fighter is probably a good decision for.
Well, and it's from a balancing perspective, it was kind of easy to see as well because it literally was just a free GA for 1/10 of the cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty big.
So, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things is up every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's the engage on the top line.
Rurus
has no cooldowns right now, really.
Yeah, a lot of damage being blocked by XZ4 on that. The spear not quite doing enough.
Is Pantheon going to try and follow him with his ult? He might.
I think he's just going to try for the...
Just going to deny him.
Going to look for the Q there. Get that long-range spear throw.
Nocturne is positioning towards the top side of the map. There are no minions here, so it looks like he may just go for the hold. No, he has stopped. So he's waiting for the back from Aatrox, and then he's going to ult into the lane. He starts to move forward. Here comes the ult.
Gets the ulti in. The flash forward not going to get him away from K for Kimchi. The spell shield.
But Jarvan's coming from behind.
The fear coming up. Jarvan knocks up K for Kimchi here. Ryutaros. Jinx getting the shutdown onto XZ4.
Ooh, finally connecting with one of those rockets on the long-range fight.
Yeah.
Really changing the fight there, too. Great rocket.
And now Unique suddenly finds himself in a world of trouble. Watery and Ryutaros flashes forward to follow up, gets him under the tower, and Kitten in the mid lane going to take down the tower in the meantime, too.
And huge play there for Negative Space. Dragon's up shortly. There's no Baron or... Rift Herald for them to take here after this win. So it probably just going to look to base, get whatever items they can, and then meet each other for that drag in another couple of seconds here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened in that fight, whether Heroic Entrance wasn't up yet for Galio or not, but it basically was just XZ4 got caught out. J4 comes up to help, but XZ4 was dead by the time he got there, and so he just walks into 1v3.
Yeah.
Galio finally gets there as Jarvan dies and walks into 1v3. Like, it was just one after the other coming in for free kills.
Okay, and we're going to see a big fight here in the bot lane. Disco Nunu has dropped their Rift Herald onto the bottom side of the map. They're hoping that that'll pick up the tower for them and really start the push there, forcing Negative Space to deal with it so they can grab this dragon. But Zalvarak might be caught out here. No, Jarvan does not choose to go on him. They're going for the Lissandra?
I think they're just trying to protect that Rift Herald, and there's Zalvarak getting caught out.
Oh boy, that was just a very, I don't know. That was just sloppy all around. And Rift Herald, but
and then
very
jumped
tough.
in onto Watery, has to ulti himself. Darkness comes in. K for Kimchi on the backline, Kinnan on a killing spree right now. Waiting for Rick Chum to come out of Zanya's. He will go down with the binding on him. The Heroic Entrance comes in. Ryutaros taunted up. Kitten goes down as well. Watery followed up by with Sokka. And Ryutaros just having to run away from this one.
Wow, and if Disco Nunu does manage to reach that tower...
Sokka's actually chasing this one further.
He has to be a little careful with Ryutaros there. And really unfortunate turn of events for Negative Space. They just had that big win in the top side. Disco Nunu didn't get phased. They said, okay, here's our play. We're dropping Rift Herald, and then it forced Negative Space to make a decision. And unfortunately, they didn't. Either they weren't decisive enough, or they weren't quite sure what the call was. But Zelverak got caught out, unfortunately, trying to defend, I think, Dragon Wards, trying to get positional advantage around that area.
Yeah. I think it was the wrong call because of the wrong information.
Yeah.
I think they thought it was just going to be 2, maybe 3 members max of Disco Nunu there.
Yeah, that's true. But nope, they were ready. They got the one dragon for free. You only get one dragon for free.
Yeah. Ocean Drake and an Infernal Drake. That's pretty strong combination of drakes for Disco Nunu with this front line composition that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And just that extra damage onto Ezreal, who we've seen do tremendous amounts of damage already.
Yeah, and we're at this interesting point in the game here where Nocturne is going to be engaging, but he's engaging so far across the map.
Yeah, into 3 members, and this is kind of the thing I was talking about earlier. Nocturne goes in, but if he's not ahead, he doesn't blow people up. And Kitten now in trouble with Watery going down on the backside. Ryutaros goes in for the 1v5.
And Negative Space is just really, really deciding that they want to give Disco Nunu a really good first game.
Yeah,
that was just unfortunate, and this is a consequence of not having been on that side of the map for a while. K for Kimchi's looking for a pick. They're looking to give them some sort of advantage so that they can defend this Baron. He sees Morgana by himself, but they don't have any wards in that area. So he pulls the trigger. He says, I'm going to take the risk. Oh, no! Last auto attack. Yeah. Poor Zelverak goes down there. Oh, wow. And Sokka just completely destroying Kitten there.
Yeah. No, 6, 1, and 8 on Ezreal. He's just chasing down whoever he wants at this point and straight murdering him. He doesn't even have the finished off Manamune.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. The Mirror Mana. Yeah, it's it'll be terrifying. He's going towards Hextech Gunblade, it looks like, instead of a lot of times people will go for Blade of the Ruin King.
Yeah.
But Hextech
Which
Gunblade.
I kind of agree with this composition because there's not a lot of health stack on Negative Space.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's a very good point. There aren't really people that are going to be itemizing for health. There, as you see, Nocturne has a little bit of health built in, but mostly those are just CDR AD items. Mm-hmm. And same thing for Aatrox. Obviously, Lyssandra's not going to be really building any health other than maybe Leandry's. And Karma, nope. Jinx, nope. So yeah, good choice on choosing to go for the Hextech Gunblade adaptation instead of Blade of the Ruin King.
And then it also gives you the benefit of, because you're going Triforce instead of the Frozen Gauntlet, the Iceborne Gauntlet, you don't have that slow. You bring in the
damage,
the extra damage and slow from Hextech Gunblade.
Yeah, and Mirror Mana just fully completed now for the Ezreal, so he's just hit a huge power spike in this mid game. They've got Baron buff. Outer towers, still 4 outer towers to take. Now 3 outer towers to take if they so choose. A lot of global gold on the map if they go for it. Or they could try and take this Baron and bust open an inhibitor.
Yeah, no, they've got really good siege right now because, as we said, like if this, as I was talking about before, if this composition for Negative Space falls behind, they're going to have a hard time engaging because a lot of their team will just want to kite back.
Yeah, and with the Nocturne is so powerful when he has the Karma
Root
there.
Actually landed onto Watery there on the back.
Okay, for Kimchi denying vision. Very powerful to just deny this vision on the back line onto the Ezreal. Doesn't manage to kill him. Gets blown up.
Didn't actually popping off right now.
Ooh, gets the reset.
He kills. Or 2 kills so far. Doesn't quite have enough to chase down Unique, but still going 2 for 2.
2 for 2 while defending Baron buff at the tower. A very important fight for Negative Space to win. If they lose that fight there, there's really nothing they can do. They'll lose the inhibitor. They've lost map control at that point. Dragon would be spawning. It would be an absolute decimating blow to them. So really good hold by Negative Space.
Huge. And that's also off the back of Watery getting caught out by a binding and losing 90% of his health before the fights even started.
And that is the power of the Nocturne there. Nocturne denying that added vision, probably preventing them from actually finishing Watery right off the start of the fight, delaying the start of the fight. If you notice, Nocturne didn't go in right until about the end of his ultimate. didn't engage until then, goes right onto the onto the Ezreal, basically dies for it, but also forces Ezreal, engage here from Nocturne onto the top side.
Yeah, just trying to save the last vestiges of an outer tower here.
Oh, nice dodges from Kimchi. If he managed to hit again with that snare, he might have been able to re-engage onto the Galio as well, too. But this is going to be a fire drag for Disco Nunu, unfortunately. But as I was saying with the Nocturne, because... Oh, close steal there from Kitten. Very well timed. Almost manages to take it.
Yeah.
But
Spoofu's sitting just far enough out that the rocket explosion not actually going to make it to the dragon. So...
But yeah, Nocturne not killing Ezreal, but still forcing him to be extremely low, forces Ezreal to change how he's playing the team fight as well, too. And he can't dash forward anymore. He can't dash forward.
Yeah.
He has to stay on the back line.
Absolutely.
And then that really changes how he's going to be able to fight. And that probably allowed Kitten to do what he needed to do and get that damage off to ensure that they didn't lose the game right there at that tower.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We've seen the last couple of fights where Sokka doesn't get touched in the beginning, and then he just chases everyone down because it's just reset after reset with his jump, basically.
Yeah.
Almost like he's playing Tristana.
And this is the style. There's Ezreals generally have a couple different styles depending on the player of Ezreal. As some Ezreals prefer Iceborne, they prefer to be team utility and just live. But Ezreals who like to go for Trinity Force like to go in your face. They like to try and fight you. They want to make sure they hit their Qs and just put out an insane amount of damage. So, so really, even if Nocturne is not insta-engaging on these fights and just delaying Ezreal from doing damage, that might be a big enough win. Delayed engage, Nocturne onto the Ezreal again on the backside. He's not going to be able to kill him. He's going to fall low. He's going to go down.
Yeah, Kitten on the backside is starting to do some damage here. Gets taunted up by the Galio. The double knock-up coming through will help Sokka finish everybody off. Almost goes down to the Lissandra pop, though.
And that's going to be game there, folks. 40 seconds on the res timers. 3 members pushing forward. Ezreal with his 80 attack speed bonuses. There's no way they're not going to be able to get an Nexus here. So that's going to be game 1 going to Disco Nunu. Negative Space really putting up an excellent fight. As you can see, if that first fight when Kitten or Kimchi engaged had gone that way, the game would have been over. Yeah. So they made the same play again. Didn't quite work out for them the second time. But really pulled the trigger at the right moment. They needed to pull the trigger there. Executed the same sort of plan. Delayed engage onto the Ezreal. But unfortunately, by that time, they didn't have a tower to assist them. And it just didn't quite work out for them.
Yeah, well, but that's only game 1. They have... Negative Space has another game to adapt. They have some time to change up their strategy. Maybe they want to look at their composition. Maybe they want to look at some bans. See what adaptations they can make going into game 2 here right away. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short break while everything gets organized here. And we will be back soon with more high-action League of Legends gameplay.
Local League of Legends.
Local. We're not worldwide. We're just here in Edmonton.
But what better games could you ask for? Really? Really? More fighting, right?
Yeah.
Than Worlds? More fighting for sure. You're gonna get that here.
Yeah,
Come on.
This is the fun solo queue stuff.
Yeah. Don't forget to tune in. Just what do you do? You got plans today? Thanksgiving? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Stick around.
I mean, the World's broadcast is on rebroadcast. You can't even get your missions done by that.
No, it's super lame. Don't even bother. Yeah. All right, we'll be back in about 4 minutes or so, folks. Stay tuned.
All right. We are back.
Yellow.
We are back here live at OverKlocked Gaming for the Edmonton Open League of Legends tournament. We're in losers finals right now with Negative Space on the blue side and Disco Nunu on the red side.
This is not previously recorded. This is not a rebroadcast. This is live. Anything can happen.
And just like the World's rebroadcast, you can't get your missions.
You can't get your missions done here.
So why not spend your time here?
Yeah.
You already know the results of the World stuff from today. You don't need to watch the rebroadcast.
North America's going to lose. We all know.
I believe we won today, actually.
Yeah, North America's gonna lose still though.
No, we won and lost because TL lost and Cloud9 won.
I don't know what it is. I always used to have such high hopes for our North American brethren as they would head overseas to face the Asian overlords and attempt to defeat them. But no, every year it's Attack on Titan over and over again. We just get devoured whole.
Hey, Cloud9 is our last bastion of hope. Okay?
They've always been
they
the last
made
bastion of
semis
hope.
last year. They made semis last year.
That's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That's top 4.
That's
top
good.
4
That's
in the
really
world.
good. That's pretty okay. That's
I mean,
okay.
TL made finals at MSI.
Yeah, but no one tries at MSI. No one's trying it. Of course, everyone's trying at MSI. Yeah, it is interesting actually how the Worlds tournament and MSI often vary.
Yeah. Well, and you go into the Worlds tournament, MSI is all just the number 1 teams from the regions. It's not that often actually that Worlds has been won by the number 1 team.
Yeah.
Usually, a lot of times, the top teams in the Worlds will get blown up in quarters or something. And we'll see kind of some underdogs, like we saw with Samsung Galaxy years ago. Mm-hmm. We saw that with TPA back in Season 2, the original
wild cards.
The final defense against Korea before they began their absolute domination.
Yeah. They that was an amazing series actually. I'm just remembering the Misfortune that came out from what's his face, the guy who could only play Misfortune, the AD on it wasn't Royal, was it Royal? No, what was the Chinese team that was against were they Korean?
It was Korean. It was Azubu Frost.
Azubu Frost. Thank you so much. That is
finals.
exactly who it was. And Captain Jack was on Flame, and he was one of the best ADs at the time. And Azubu Frost had one of the worst ADs in Korea. Well, one of the worst of the main teams. But
yeah,
I only play Misfortune.
But anyways, that was 7 years. That was 7 years ago.
Time flies, my friend. Time flies.
This is now.
Yes.
We're in a game. We have Mundo, Garen, and Yumi. I was talking about Garen Yumi earlier.
No, it happened.
It happened.
No.
And we got Kaisa Morgana on the other side. So that's actually an interesting matchup because we have a legitimate, strong, classic AD support matchup against the new flavor of the month in Garen Yumi.
King Troll, Garen.
Yeah.
And, Yumi, the cute little... What is she? Is she just a cat? Is that her
She's
whole
a
archetype?
magic cat.
She's a magic cat.
She's, I think she's a familiar of like some super powerful mage, and that mage went missing. So now she's on a quest to find that mage with his book.
Oh my god!
Which is the book that she rides.
Kevin, anytime I have a question about like what's going on in League of Legends universe, now I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you. I have no idea. That was the best answer I could have ever asked for. Oops.
The lore is really fun.
Oh yeah,
they've done such a great job of updating it.
Yeah, originally it was just mashed together. It's like we need a story.
Originally, we were actually a part of the League of Legends lore. We're not anymore. Summoners don't exist anymore, and yet we're still called summoners.
Interesting.
But anyways, we got Lissandra coming back out for likely for Watery again. So
yeah, everyone on Negative Space had a really good performance the last game. Zelverak only got caught out because of wards, not having vision of where the other team was coming from, and same thing for really that one big engage from Kid for Kimchi.
This is a big pick that came up with Worlds Day 1. That apparently has just been absolutely dominating everyone right now.
And
is Klepto Kale.
Klepto Kale, yeah. Ugh. I all I do is complain, Kevin. All I do is complain.
The level 6 power spike with this new Kale is just absolutely ridiculous right now.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Mordekaiser again picked up in the top lane. So in this game, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 non-TFT champions. So we got 4 non-TFT champions playing.
Are you counting Yumi?
Yeah.
Because technically she's an item.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
the
she's a
item
sorcerer
that
item.
turns people into sorcerers.
You're right, she is. Or they just got really lazy and they used her prefabricated icon.
The item's actually called Yumi, too. So,
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, it is. Wow.
Yumi is an item.
Yumi is an item.
She's just equipped by your AD carry, and that's it.
Okay, well then three. Three non-TFT champions. Mundo in the jungle
Yeah.
versus Hecarim in the jungle. Kale in the top lane versus Mordekaiser in the top lane. And then the Trolls in the bot lane versus Kaisa Morgana. And Ori versus Lysandra mid.
Yeah, so mid lane, that we got your classic world's mage matchup right now with Orianna.
Mm-hmm. She always makes a resurgence around Worlds time.
Yeah. There was a couple years that she didn't.
Yeah.
I think in 2018.
Yeah, I think I didn't pay attention that year.
2018,
So
yeah.
So
Because Orianna wasn't there, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
No Orianna, no good.
Yeah.
No, she always tends to pick up because she's just that consistent team fight mage, and shockwaves can change a game.
Yeah, they absolutely can. She can farm really safely. She's pretty. She's got, she's got damage. She's got utility. She's got mobility for her team. Good with Hecarim. Throw a ball on him. Let him dash in. Blow everybody up.
Yeah. No, and really good engage with Hecarim. And even Kaisa could be a ball delivery system.
Yeah, actually, she totally could. I hadn't even considered that before. She does position a little strange, so it might not be the best ball position, but yeah, that would definitely be a way. You put the ball on Kaisa. Kaisa ults in and then flashes into her team.
Yeah.
I think it ulted.
But they have a fairly strong, basic, old school League of Legends composition.
That's totally true. Yeah.
And on negative space side, we once again don't have a classic old school composition here. We kind of do. We just have them in different lanes.
Yeah.
Because you could basically at this point consider Kale as the AD carry of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Because once she hits that level 6 and gains the ranged attacks and everything, she becomes your AD carry.
And I do just want to point out real quick as well, too. We are seeing 3 teleports from the side of negative space here. We got 3 teleports, and we've got Yumi, who can come along with any of them as well, too.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a very interesting team comp for Disco Nunu to have to deal with if negative space makes optimal use of those teleports and isn't just using them to get back in lane, which I imagine they're not going to be. Just using them to get back in lane is what I mean. The Kale's teleport is really the only one I'd see being used to get back to lane early on. Is you want to just make sure you stay safe as that Kale. Get to a later stage of the game, just farm up as much as you can, stay safe, and then you get into team fights once you hit that level 6 power spike, once you hit that level 11 power spike. Yeah. And, it's going to be an interesting one here. Can negative space tie it up, bring us to a game 3, or will Disco Nunu take it down 2-0 and move into the grand finals
and take us to only 8 games on the day?
Yeah, they could destroy audience at home. They could destroy your viewing pleasure. So
they could remove an entire game from the day.
They could destroy it. It never existed.
Yeah.
Never even existed. Cool skins coming out. We got a IG, we got a TPA.
And that's all you're going to get to see.
That's it. That's the end of my commentary on the skins.
All right. Yeah, we got IG, we got TPA, we got Arcade Hecarim, Ghost Bride Morgana, Winter Wonder Orianna, Mordekaiser.
Mordekingser.
Can I get over to the other team?
No, not while paused. Unfortunately, you're stuck in limbo.
Yeah.
Looks like we had a game crash during load up. One of the things that's been happening a little bit more consistently recently, which is I'm probably, I don't know, there's been some strange stuff ever since TFT got added to the client just going on.
Yeah.
Some strange things. We also have this very weird issue, and it only happens, we got a whole bunch of different monitors here at OverKlocked, and it only happens on one series of monitor. It happens on this, the curved series of monitors. The champion the lobby and champion select windows look extremely blurry. It's so strange. And then as soon as you get into the game, crystal clear, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But just the lobby. And another side note, if you're looking at getting one of the 5700 XTs, the new AMD card set, there's a glitch right now also in champion select lobbies for that card. For some reason, it gets stuck in a loop and just it's like it's running the instance of a game over and over and over again. If you watch your task manager, you can watch it using the League of Legends champion select, character select screen area. It starts at 5% and then 15%, then 25% of your video card, all the way up to 99% where it crashes your computer. Yeah, so maybe hold off if you're thinking about getting a 5700 XT and you like League of Legends.
Yeah, it's some kind of memory leak in there.
Yeah, something going on. It'll get patched. Don't even worry about it.
I do like that the spectator client decided that Garen dancing with his big giant lion cat was the important thing to show.
They know what we like.
Yeah.
They know what we like. We don't try and manually move the map around, folks,
No.
because if we did, we would miss way more than we miss already. So.
And we don't have enough people working here to be able to hire spectators to run the maps for us.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
One day.
One
One
day.
day we'll get an LCS level budget.
Yeah. No.
That ain't happening.
No. Mid lane starting off pretty standard. Oh, I hate these guys in the bot lane. Hate them. Look at Garen. Look at how stupid he is. He actually looks great. That skin is phenomenal. That's
That
a
skin
great
is really cool. But, kind of... This is... The one thing to worry about for negative space is... While it's not a losing lane, it does get pushed in really hard early with the Garen Yuumi. The Kale's going to get pushed in really hard early. They're drafting... And Orianna's honestly one of the better lane bullies.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of drafted all losing lanes.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this Garen pick in the bot lane is he went for the Relic Shield, which means that Numi can actually soak a little bit more damage than she normally would, because she's going to be getting added heals from that Relic procs as well too. Mm-hmm. So as a Yuumi player, ideally you want to soak some damage and then jump on your target.
It's not a lot, but she is going to be getting bonus gold as well from the Relic.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got the dual support items in the bot lane with Yumi's Spell Thieves plus Garen's Relic Shield. Yeah. And that I guess right there, that's the sustain. You've got the Yuumi heals, plus you've got Relic Shield. Ooh, nice job controlling the lane there from Kitten and Zelverak.
Yeah. No, really good. This wave's going to be pushed, and it's going to be hard for them to get a lot of this farm. As
nice
Garen
snare.
does get rooted up here, going to take a lot more damage. It's also worth noting, I noticed, while Yumi's attached to Garen, he can't proc his Relic Shield. And Kitten actually getting very low there.
That is very interesting that he can't proc the Relic Shield while attached. That is crazy.
Because I have a feeling it's because Yuumi is completely untargetable while she's attached to someone. So
interesting.
Therefore, it doesn't have anybody to
Watery going
track
for
on
the trade. A dangerous trade there for Watery. Manages to survive.
Yeah. First tower plate going down here, down in the bottom lane. Unique now actually in a lot of trouble as K for Kimchi goes there. Hecarim goes up on the side as well.
Yeah, Hecarim there for the backup, managing to keep him safe.
Ryutaro's pulled in, but not going to take too much damage there.
Ooh, Kitten's got to be careful here. If he does get snared, he will die. Nice flash. Nice flash by Kitten.
Yeah, had to flash both. Couldn't just sidestep because you would have just been hit by the
fat binding. Or the...
Not the binding, but the
Kaisa?
The shot from Kaisa, yes.
Yeah.
Which would have sealed his death, too.
Ooh, Ryutaros is going in close here. This might be a fight. Hecarim's coming for the
Kitten's
dive. Kitten's got a lot of health.
Rooted up. He's going to go down first blood. Going the way of Kaisa. Or jump tanking a little bit of a tower shot.
What? That was a very, very clean dive there. And this is probably... Oh, it's just unfortunate. They're getting pushed in so hard here in the bot lane. Yeah. This is really where you want to be using that early teleport. You want to get enough gold to buy something.
Oh, and Ryutaros now in a lot of trouble. That big shield coming out from XZ4. The flash forward trying to get the kill. The flash away from Ryutaros keeps him safe. Barely alive there. I would guess sub 10 HP.
Yeah, very low for sure.
But you were saying something?
I think I was. Oh, do you want to resort the characters?
I
Literally
just looked at Mordekaiser being in the bottom slot.
Yeah, I was like,
and I'm like,
that
that's
is
not right.
one farmy support.
Yeah.
Supportikaiser.
There we go.
Nice. Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say, but it was very important, and you have denied the world my insight.
I think it was something about Garen Yumi, but
I hate them.
I don't know.
Just kidding. No, yeah, you're right, actually. The teleport, unfortunately, they do want to be able to utilize that teleport to bring both of them back to lane for quick bases. And now they're at the point where you see that he just spins in the wave, kills a wave. If they wanted to, they could base here, but they got pushed in so hard, fell so low, and there were so many minions at the tower as well, too. Hecarim came at the perfect time and really just enabled the bot lane to capitalize on that aggression.
Kitten actually has a level lead.
What? I guess there's a huge wave about to crash on their tower, though, so that makes sense, Yeah, that is a little nuts, actually. Doing a very good job of maintaining the CS, too.
And
only down
even
8.
With that tower crash, they only just hit 5 there, so...
Yeah.
Garen was 5 for pretty much that whole shove, so
they
he
may go
has
for a fight
an
here.
Experienced lead.
Oh, they might go.
No.
No jungler nearby. They don't know that, though. They don't know where Hecarim is.
Yeah, they don't know where Hecarim is. Garen doesn't have 6 yet.
That's true.
That's going to be the big turning point in this lane when they really start being able to do some damage, is once Garen has that ulti available.
Mm-hmm. XC4 getting pulled right under a tower. Takes one tower shot. That's going to be pulling him right under a tower.
Yeah, and Watri gets the ulti onto Unique. He will be slowed up by the cleaver. The shockwave comes through, buys him a little bit of time. Watri goes below in the outplay!
Holy, the tower just completely swapping, pulls him in, tower swaps to the carry. I can see Watery probably just screaming when that happens.
I think I heard him.
Yeah.
About 2 minutes ago, I think I heard him.
What? Yeah, Mundo in perfect position to tank the tower. They start and then just get swapped by that Ori ball. Just boom.
We talked about the shockwave earlier and just how easily it changes the complexion of a game. Just with one little move.
Here's going to be an early steal from Disco Nunu onto negative spaces red. Really putting them through the grinder right here. Yeah. Hecarim sitting on the box side of the map. He's going to start started the dragon as well, too, before he saw the pink ward, I think. Oh, but Kitten's engaging on the bot lane.
Yep. The ulti did come out from Morgana. The ulti down in the top lane as well. Rio Taros has nowhere to go. Gets the ulti out. Will put down a little bit more damage, but will ultimately go down to Mordekaiser.
Yeah,
and survive the Phantom Zone.
Mordekaiser putting out so much damage there. Just completely healthy. Right when after Kayle was using her ultimate right there at the end.
Yeah, and the ulti from Hecarim just deletes Watri, and negative space is just losing control of this game right now.
Yeah. They're at least holding around the dragon area. Yumi does not... She's not 6 yet, unfortunately, so she doesn't have her ultimate. Really not going to open them up for the ability to... Oh, no, and the snare lands on the Kimchi. What's Zelverak going to do? Is he going to try and pop off? No, he can't yet. He can't quite pop off yet, so he's going to die. Poor kitty.
You enjoyed seeing Yumi die. Don't mind.
No, actually, I don't mind Yumi that much. I really hate Garen, though.
I only hate Yumi when she's on my team.
That's fair.
As an AD carry player.
Yeah, well played so
As
far.
As an AD carry player in low elo. Sorry, I should specify that.
Let me clarify. Yeah, very well played so far by Disco Nunu. Really just very well coordinated of what they want to be doing around the map, it seems. Either they're just ending up in the right position or they've got a good sense of coordination for where they want to be, at what points. And so unfortunate. I guess that's probably what happened there was Garen got some of that solo XP, which brought him to level 5, and then Yumi wasn't level 6 as a result. Mm-hmm. So, very unfortunate.
Yeah. Now, levels a bit more like we expected to see with Kai'Sa and Morgana having that level lead now. Getting in Zelverak sitting at level 6. So, in theory, they can do a pretty strong engage here. The Morgana ulti should be up by the next time they fight. But it'll be interesting to see if they keep trying to engage on this lane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as the game continues on. One of the things that we do need to remember, though, is Negative Space does have a very high scaling team. Oh, no! Kitten does manage to get smacked there. The spell immune going through onto Rick Chum doesn't get stunned. Kitten going for the counter engage. He knows that he's got to try. He doesn't manage to pick it up. He's going to go down. Zelverak just spinning around in the minions, doing whatever he can.
I'm not entirely certain why Garen re-engaged with Yuumi on him.
Yeah,
that kind of just condemned Yuumi to death.
Yeah, I think maybe they thought that he might have enough damage. And this is another one of those things that comes from playing an atypical bot lane. Is you're not quite sure of where your damage spikes are.
Yeah.
How much damage you can put out. You think you probably can, unless you've got a lot of
trying to rely
games.
on base damages, but because right now Garen literally doesn't have any damage outside of the bonus AD that Yuumi would be providing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, not really a whole lot there that they can do against now a 4-0-3 Sokka, and K for Kimchi just caught out.
Yeah, K for Kimchi not having much to do on the map, having cleared all his camps, no neutral objectives that were gainable for him, tries to sit in the jungle, and he was spotted, unfortunately, by one of the wards.
And that was kind of lends to the point I was talking about early on is it's really tough as a jungler when you draft 3 losing lanes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you really want to play towards whatever side of the map is winning, and none of it.
Yeah. And in this top lane, it was pretty close for a while with the Mordekaiser Kayle, but that when they were fighting, they just absolutely got destroyed. Astatine, Busty Senpai got eliminated yesterday. They came in 4th place, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think 4th. I think they lost the last game versus Disco Nunu.
Yeah, if I can get in there. Yeah, they were eliminated by Disco Nunu here, so could have been playing today, but they lost.
Unique here, getting a bunch of tower shots. Goes for the hit.
Oh, the ulti comes down.
Nice ult by Watery.
Watery
the snare grab.
Roots up under the tower. The ulti coming out from Kayle. Sokka now dives into the backline. Watery kites away. Does go down in the end, but the explosion will be enough to put the shutdown onto the Kayle, which is not who you want that going on if you're negative. If you're Disco Nunu.
Oh my god, and Negative Space just brought themselves back into the game off that play. Completely destroying the Kesa. Kesa coming to try and clean up that ultimate. Everything there was set up so well by Disco Nunu. The TP from Kayle comes in. Morgana Bind was set to land on the target as the stun was expiring, as the Lysandra ultimate was expiring. But Kayle eats it. Ults for Lysandra, giving her the ability to stay alive long enough to put out enough damage so that they could kill the Hecarim, get Sokka very low, and that's an 800 gold spree.
Yeah,
800 gold spree on Kayle.
Yeah, onto one of the biggest hyper carries in the game right now.
Yeah, so that is exactly what Negative Space needed at this point. We'll see if they decide to try and contest the dragon that's coming up shortly. They're going to get their base stalled out here from the bot side.
Yeah, we didn't see the end result of that, but we did see that missile coming in. And that might actually be the bottom tower going down here because they're going to have to back. They're not going to be back in time to save it.
Down, 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 down.
I think that was most of the plates on the bot tower as well that had gone down.
Yeah, they got the majority of them, that's for sure. And, Unique was picking up a bunch of plates in the mid lane as well, too. Great ult onto Watery for the Hecarim to follow up on as well, too. And then just all the teleports from Negative Space, really capitalizing on it. Bot lane coming up as well, too, to pick up the Morgana.
Unique now in a lot of trouble trying to get that last bit of tower damage down. Ryutaros will get the kill, actually. I thought
he does get the tower, but they're going to lose the dragon for this.
Yeah. No, a bit of a questionable call there forcing that tower down.
Yeah, and this is why, especially as you move up in elos and what have you, you always need to be cognizant of what the next play is. So yes, of course you want to take that mid tower, but taking mid tower, is that going to cost you the dragon? Like those are thoughts that you need to have, and it's hard to always keep that in mind. And especially, I imagine Orianna was like, oh, one more auto attack.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if all the minions had died first, so it was taking her an extra auto because of a tower armor, or...
Yeah, it's just a miscalculation there somewhere, and then...
And, negative space in position to capitalize. Lysandra does get back to lane pretty fast as well, too, because she's Lysandra. And Mundo being there on the top side of a jungle, enabling them to really start that playoff. K for Kimchi getting engaged on. Does he have his ultimate? He does, but it's not enough.
Not quite level 11 yet, I believe.
Yeah.
So still only that first level healing, which honestly isn't that much. If you're going to attack a Mundo who has ulti, you want to attack him before level 11.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, big engage here from the bot lane.
Not going to be able to get away from this one as the flash forward comes out. The ulti not quite enough, but the speed is there for Kitten to not get the finish off. Yuumi actually taking that kill away.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the Orianna there. If you saw, she was activating her ultimate as she got stunned, and her ultimate didn't go off, and it went on cooldown.
Oh.
So she didn't get her ultimate off. Used her. It looked like an exhaust there, but she doesn't have an exhaust.
Yeah, she just has the cleanse. But
I don't know. But that was Yumi's exhaust onto Orianna. That's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
didn't have flash either. So.
Mm-hmm. Kaisa's still going to be very scary. 713. She's got Ginsu's as well as a Mura or Manamune, Manamune. Manamune.
Yeah, no, still stacking that one up. The Rage Blade done, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage fairly soon. Gonna have a pretty big power spike right away here. But the Gnasher's Tooth Gunblade done on Kale.
Yeah.
That is a massive power spike.
Ugh, that's scary. That's pretty scary. Pretty close, I think. Also, I imagine she's going Berserker Greaves, you think? Is that what her next item is?
I would imagine so, because you want as much attack speed on Kale as you can.
Mm-hmm. And that next, that boot upgrade is going to be a big one for her, having the magic boots, being able to just completely stick on targets. She's going bot lane. We might see her fight Mordekaiser here. No, she's got to catch the wave first.
She can catch the wave. She's probably, honestly, pretty close to the point where she can fight that Mordekaiser 1v1 now.
I think she can. I'm pretty sure she can kill him if they fight 1v1. I thought she was going to try and force a fight there. Ooh, Lysandra engage!
The shockwave does come out, pulls Watery away, gives Unique a little bit of time, but K for Kimchi's on the back line. The root coming in from Rick Chum onto K for Kimchi does end up finding the Orianna killed there. The Rift Herald does go and attack the tower, I believe, as Unique being the only one killed there as they trade one for the tower.
And that, for K for Kimchi, is a huge change from the last time we saw him. He has a Spirit Visage, and he's level 11. So he had Ignite ticking on him for the majority of his ultimate there as well, too, and just tanked so much damage. So this might be a scary sign here for Disco Nunu, in that the team of Negative Space really scales very hard, and they may have hit that break point.
Yeah, everything might... I swear that red buff hit 0 life and then went back up to 1 life.
That's what it likes to do. I'm leveling.
But yeah, no, they might be hitting this point of no return pretty soon. Garen Yumi's starting to get some damage.
They can engage here on the Orianna if they so chose. They don't have vision on Hecarim.
Yeah.
I keep... it's sometimes it's hard to remember that they don't have the perfect information that we do. We have all the information.
Yeah, with their best guess, it's better usually to play the safe play.
Yeah, and that's why I'm hard stuck challenger. No, just kidding.
I can't get myself into Iron 4, damn it.
It's too hard.
Too hard.
Can't click the play play button.
I have a friend who
Too
really
scary.
wants to just dive bomb to Iron 4 because he
Dive
wants
bomb.
to see what it's like.
Yeah, you can do that as well too. You can just make a new account and then lose 10 games, and then you're
Yeah.
experiencing Iron 4. It's the same thing. Not
Yeah,
quite, but
I have not wanted to do that.
No.
Does not sound like a good time. And red team getting the dragon there. Ocean Drake coming through. So nice to get an Ocean Drake away from a Mundo.
Yeah, no, that's especially nice. They do have the more valuable, I would say, Cloud Drake here, given their composition,
Yeah.
just for positional control. Especially you don't want Hecarim.
Yeah. You don't want Hecarim with it. Mundo's really good with the Cloud Drake as well. 'Cause
He
he's
is.
just constantly... Mundo's going where he pleases.
Mundo.
Garen and Yuumi will be zipping all around the map.
And nice wave control here.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, big fight incoming.
Yeah, Sokka gets rooted up, shut down immediately. The shockwave comes in and it's massive. Getting locked into the Shadow Realm by himself. Mundo going off on the backside, though. K for Kimchi now alone against 2. And we'll see if they can finish him off here. The ulti does run out for K for Kimchi, and that's going to be the ace coming out. 5 for 2 going the way of Disco Nunu.
And we got 15 seconds for Lysandra, so this is probably going to be an inhibitor as well, too, taken by them.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not expect K for Kimchi to die there. That last tick of damage was significant from the Mordekaiser.
Yeah. And no, that fight going absolutely the way of negative space right off the bat. You kill Sokka immediately, like before the fight's even started. Everything's looking your way, and then suddenly a shockwave just ripped through 3 members of their team, got them all low. They were finished off real quick.
Yeah, and followed by the Hecarim ult, so I don't know if Kayle even had a chance. No, I don't think she had a chance to use her ultimate in that fight, because she just got CC dead.
Yeah. No, it was just suddenly negative space was winning until they lost.
Yeah, until they lost.
And then K for Kimchi was suddenly just between rock and a hard place, since the enemy was now between him and his base.
Yeah. What do I do? Do I fight? Do I do as much damage as I try and get out? Do I get out as fast as possible? If I get out as fast as possible, do I have to base? Oh, so many questions to ask yourself. And really shocking amount of damage coming out from Mordekaiser right near the end as well, too.
Well, and with Mundo, it's hard to guess how hard people are hitting him because he heals up so fast with his ulti on. You don't necessarily see the true amount of damage that's being put down.
Yeah.
So as soon as that ulti came off, suddenly, oh, this is sticking. This damage isn't being healed back up right away. And we do have the teleport coming in from Garen Yuumi.
Ooh, and we see a counter teleport here. Kimchi is pretty low, but that's not the target they want to focus.
Yeah,
this
the
is exactly
Yuumi
what Negative
ulti
Space wants.
Already used, though, and K for Kimchi going to have to walk away. Yuumi ulti aimed at no one, just kind of zones off 2 members of Disco Nunu there. And now they get free access to the Baron with 2 ultis down.
Yeah, this is a dangerous Baron to take forever for them, however, because they're going to take a lot of damage still early in the game.
The ulti and the shockwave only catches on to K for Kimchi. Kitten on the backline, spinning onto people. Unique flashes into the Mundo, gets taken out with the Kayle ulti. Sokka now trying to run for his life, and Kitten's going to chase him down here. Knows he's dead. Oh, actually gets the ulti away. The slick moves.
What a tricky lady.
But Watery on the backside manages to clean that one up.
Yeah, and not quite enough there, and that is just the example of how perfect their previous engagement from Disco Nunu was.
Yeah.
It just completely killed the Kayle off the bat, and this time Negative Space spread out much more. They only were able to grab 1, maybe 2 targets with both ultimates. They had the Hecarim ultimate and the Orianna ultimate. And
Orianna ulti only hit Mundo.
And the Orianna ulti's only hitting the least valuable target for you to hit, which is unfortunate. Yeah, probably.
And also to note, that was a fight which Negative Space went into down 2 ultis.
Yeah, Mundo had no ultimate, and Yuumi had no ultimate as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are 2 very important team fight ultis.
Yeah, it's probably Disco Nunu's at a point right now where they're going to be struggling for ideas of what do we do to win this game. We still feel like we're ahead. If you look at like the score lines and stuff like that, Case is big, Mordekaiser's big, Heckrum's big.
And honestly, you're tied in gold.
And yeah, they're essentially tied in gold, but Negative Space scales so hard. Their team is ridiculous. As they get levels, the levels are far more valuable for Negative Space than they are for Disco Nunu.
Like, this Kale is absolutely disgusting.
And she's going to hit level 16 very soon. She's probably going to get sent off to a solo lane to continue solo farming up to 16. And then they have a 4-1 split push. Kale does have, or no, she doesn't quite have teleport yet. So once Kale's teleports up, I imagine then she's going to split.
Yeah. Likely want to stick around, stick together for this one until that teleport comes back up. And they also have the Baron buff, so just sieging down this mid tower, likely the best choice of action.
Yeah.
Here.
And they just need to keep a watchful eye for those Orianna ultimates and make sure that they don't set themselves up in a position where Ori is going to be able to be followed by Hecarim.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is a lot of times we'd be saying Negative Space is on the cusp of victory. It's going to take a pretty big throw for them, but that Orianna pick actually changes the complexion of this game so much because just one good shockwave will absolutely obliterate a fight, and we saw it earlier.
Yeah, and the key, though, is you need to get the right target.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a 4-man Shockwave and Kale's not in there, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You've got... Kale is the target to kill.
Yeah. If they manage to hit Kale, Yuumi, and Lissandra, those are the three biggest targets that they can hit with that Shockwave.
Ooh, Watery getting snared here, taking a bunch of damage from Orianna. Is Orianna going to go for the ult? She doesn't. Lissandra does have her ult available, so Orianna...
Ult available and Zanya's, so very, very smart not to pop the Shockwave there.
Yeah, keeping it for the team. I would have been baited and used my Shockwave for sure, and then we would have lost the game right here. This is going to be a hard hold for Disco Nunu if they want to try and hold this inhibitor, but they're trying. They pulled a Mundo back. They're engaging. Kitten's a little bit caught out.
Yeah, the Yuumi ulti does come through. XZ4 is in the Phantom Zone with Ryutaros. Keeps him out of the fight for a while, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be a clean ace by Negative Space. Just overrun.
Yeah, just completely overrunning them at this point. So much power in that team. So much late-game damage. Disco Nunu had such a strong hold on this game. It looked like they were going to be completely unbeatable, take this series as a 2-0, but no, Negative Space levels a little bit, gets that one really important fight under the tower mid lane, and just opens the game up again. And once it's open, they just keep walking through that door.
Yeah, they get that Baron buff, they start the push, and it's just so hard to stop that comp once it has those kind of leads.
Yeah. So that's going to bring us to Game 3 in our Losers Final Series, which means that winner of this game is going to go on to play D4 is our weak link in the finals.
And even more important, we're on track for 9 games today.
We are. We promised we'd deliver. We promised.
All right, we'll be back shortly with game number 3, the final game of Losers Finals, right away here.
Don't go away.
All right. We are back live again here at OverKlocked Gaming in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We got the Edmonton Open League of Legends tournament, game number 3 of Losers Finals between Disco Nunu and Negative Space. Disco Nunu has the blue side once again, picked it in game 1, won that game, didn't have it in game 2, lost that game. So maybe we're going to see a Disco Nunu victory here. I'm obviously just saying that out of nothing. And we do have the Mundo Yuumi bans coming out for Disco Nunu. Did not like playing against K for Kimchi's Mundo, nor the Garen Yuumi bot lane from Kin and Zelverak. I'm Kevin the Noteman Kyle, back again. Tim, Los Penderos Cooper will be back shortly. He's just off dealing with Overclocked owner things. So in the meantime, I will be the one guiding you through Champion Select here as we do round out our bans. Rumble, Yuumi, Mundo, against Pike, Syndra, and Galio. And now the first pick of the draft. Last time we had a Galio first pick. That has been banned away this time, so we will be seeing the Jarvan come back out, likely on Spoofu there in the jungle. Had a pretty good showing of it on it in game 1. Able to chase people down pretty well with that pick. And the Morgana looks to be coming out for negative space here. Hovering, pretty high priority pick right now. And the Gragas as well, which we saw kind of, if you were watching Worlds this morning, saw come up in priority in the jungle here today. So a solid matchup there in the jungle of really old school junglers with Jarvan and Gragas. The Annie being hovered now for Disco Nunu, formerly GQS. And actually going to go with the Blitzcrank, bringing back the Season 1. And that's an interesting pick into an already picked Morgana. Morgana, generally one of the best counters to Blitzcrank, as he can only hook one person. Morgana's Spell Shield does a very good job of neutralizing that. And so, interesting picking that as a counter pick there. And the Viagar coming out, we might see that down in the bot lane. Has been a very popular mage bot laner. So that might actually be on Sokka there. But we'll see what the final pick of this first round of drafts are before we get into the second phase of bans. So Watchery hovers the Sivir. So Sivir Morgana down in the bot lane. Pretty strong. Not the Caitlyn Morgana. Kind of surprised that the Caitlyn being up, having the Morgana already, not going to go for that one. We do see a Pantheon ban. Had that in game number 1 on the side of Disco Nunu, I believe. And that was part of that first game victory. Not necessarily the most important part of that first game victory, I feel, but still not something they really want to deal with, it seems. The Aatrox coming out, which was the counter pick for Ryutaros. Took that again, or not necessarily a counter pick, I believe it was picked before the Pantheon, but did really well against that Pantheon in the top lane. Ryutaros has had a very strong showing so far early on in the games. And really showed how strong he can be with that late game Kale in the last game. And we will see what the final ban here, Kled as well. So a lot of top lane focused bans with Pantheon, Kled, and Aatrox in the last phase, which makes sense. Neither team has picked a top laner yet. Top and mid actually likely both having been picked, and we do see the Lissandra picked away from Wattery there. He was on that for both of the games so far. Had a pretty good showing on it in game number 2. Again, like most of the power in that last composition was from that Morgana, or not Morgana, Mundo and Kale coming out, but definitely a solid pick for Watchery in the mid lane. And the Nautilus is going to be coming out for negative space, so interesting to see where that goes with the Morgana available as well. Maybe we get a Morgana mid lane, maybe Nautilus top. A lot of different choices to go with there. A very flexible draft so far, actually, with negative space, thanks to that Nautilus pickup. And Rick Chum now hovering, will lock in the Vladimir. Again, likely a top laner. We'll have to see where that one goes in the end. Oh, maybe it could be mid lane or bottom lane as well. So both teams with the flexible drafts right now, hovering Jason, Sion, Maokai, Kale, hovering every top laner, not locking anything in, is going to pick the Kale. So a lot of late game insurance with the Viagar, Vladimir, and Kale on the side of Disco Nunu right now. And the final pick, looking at Camille here. So if that's the case, it's very likely a mid lane Morgana going to be on the side of Wattery here. Unless they go mid Nautilus, which is a possibility. Was gaining some traction for a while. But, the Vigar going on to Sokka, so likely going to be in that bottom lane. XZ4 going to take that Kale up to the top, and Unique on the Vladimir in the mid lane. So not going to go with that Orianna he had last time. Had a pretty good showing. Had some really good shockwaves. Had some not so great shockwaves, but definitely one of the stronger points for Disco Nunu's composition last game. And I'll be loading in right away here, and we'll have the 3-minute delay. I don't have a lot to talk about and bounce off since Tim is sitting away, so we will be going into a short break while we wait for that 3-minute delay for game number 3 here, the final game of Losers Finals. Winner will go on to face D4 is our weak link in Grand Finals after this. So stick around. We will be back after a short moment.
Nice start.
So we're back. Kevin Noteman Kyle here. Tim Los Panderos Cooper as well.
King Cooper.
Back from his busy overclocked work.
Yeah, just taking some pictures of some peeps doing some things in some places with their friends. Playing video games. I'm just taking pictures of people playing video games. That's what I'm doing.
And we actually have the
mirrored starts.
Mirrored invades right now.
Which path you like? Me too.
The exact same start from both teams.
Yeah. Blitzcrank.
Trying to find someone out.
And Nautilus. Both of them like grabbing people.
Yeah. Well, and then you go on to the side of negative space. They're both just trying to find someone in the red side jungle, and they're not finding anyone. They are getting a lot of wards down.
Hey, where'd everyone go? They're probably in our jungle. No, they wouldn't do that, would they?
Yeah, they're paying it out as a possibility here.
Yeah, this is always scary too, because you don't know. Yeah, see, they're five man camping.
Disco Nunu's looking to come in here, so they might end up finding some trouble.
And Jarvan is going to go red start. Here's one of the interesting things about these 5-man invades is it's so valuable to be able to drop that early ward.
Yeah.
You know? I wonder, says me, if you could do a 4-1 and then wait for the person to catch up. No, he'll never catch up. Yeah, so it's tough. You can't get everything. You got to hope you find them. But they're going to lose their red buff.
What you get.
Red for red.
XC4 getting a little bit of a trade going on here early. Spoofu was in the top lane. Ryutaro's having to flash away from that flag and drag. And, Ryutaro's not quite getting to lane fast enough there.
Yep, not quite.
And we are going to see some vertical jungling going on here. So, Camille definitely wanting to be the aggressor in the top lane early on against the Kayle. But it's not going to happen because Jarvan's going to be up on that top side the whole time for this first set of buffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this being the last last game in the series, both teams on high alert. Not sure who the mental game is in favor of, because it's hard to lose one of those games where you start off with such a significant lead.
Yeah.
But Negative Space was getting pounded like previously, so they might be a little worse for the wear as well, too. Ooh.
Yeah, Negative Space kind of having the more unorthodox picks through the series, because we saw the Nocturne coming out, which old school jungler is Rio Taros goes in here, trades a bit of damage, uses that physical damage shield, doesn't have to worry about too much magic damage early on. The flash hook!
Wow. And the plant, no help, unfortunately. Nice try there, trying to get the help from the plant, but that's the first time we're going to see First Blood go into Negative Space in this series.
Yeah, no, a really good catch on onto the Jarvan there. Thinking that they are going to be stuck in that vertical jungling and Gragas was going to be sitting on the bot side of the map, not expecting him there. And just that giant sudden burst from Nautilus Gragas is enough to take down Jarvan. Yeah, Rio Taros playing a bit more aggressively now that he knows Jarvan's not on the top side of the map.
Oh, very scary point here for the Kale. Kale not super strong in this early game. Camille really just able to completely abuse her there.
Yeah, and no, exactly what a Camille pick into Kale wants to do. Because you really want to delay that Kale late game for as long as you can. We saw just how strong it can be last game.
Yeah, absolutely detrimental once it gets to that point. The only fights that Disco Nunu was able to win were the fights when Kale died right away.
Yep.
So that's going to be a very hard pick to play around for Negative Space this game. It served them well in the game previous. We'll see if it can do the same for Disco Nunu.
Yeah.
Rick Chum, is he looking for a pull?
And that's actually kind of the interesting thing to look at on the side of Negative Space is they don't have a lot. They have a lot of displacement.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have like a hard stun though that could really lock up the Kale. So even if she gets put into these CC chains, she's still able to cast her. She should still be able to cast her ulti unless she literally gets 100 to 0 in 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, there's the Nunu and Nautilus knock-up, but that's pretty much it.
The Gragas knock-up?
Yeah, Gragas, sorry. Yeah.
The Cask.
I'm just getting confused.
Yeah, it's Disco Nunu that they're facing here.
Disco
but,
Nunu.
No Nunus in this game so far, and definitely no Disco Nunus. The old int flavor of the month. Oh, and Watery missing a cannon creep there.
He didn't want it. Didn't want it.
No.
Not for me. No, I got enough money.
Yeah. And kind of interesting, we had this was a first pick Morgana for Zelverak here.
Oh, interesting.
And then in the second phase of the draft, the first pick was the Nautilus. So it kind of brought up a question, since that is kind of a very flexible thing of whether it's going to be Nautilus in the mid lane, Morgana in the mid lane, Nautilus support, right? Where is this pick going to go? Maybe Nautilus top lane. It's been a few seasons, but that used to be a big thing.
Ooh, close hook there from Rick Chum.
Yeah, barely missing Zelverak. Not sure if he had Black Shield available at that moment.
Yeah, may still have been on cooldown from the earlier exchange, but it might have been back up by that point too. But he would have been pulled. He would have been pulled. Not quick enough to react there. That would have been whoo.
Yeah, and that's definitely not ideal getting pulled in by Blitz with Vigar as well, just immediately put you in the baby cage.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's what they want. Do they want to start with hook, or do they want to start with baby cage and then you get a free hook, right? Because if they stun them in the cage, you really shouldn't miss.
The issue is with stunning them in the cage is unless they're on the sides of the cage.
Ooh.
Oh, and Unique having to pull and
wow.
flash away. The flash followed by Kimchi, and Unique will be going down as the red buff tick will do enough. Rio Taros on the backside trying to catch up to the Jarvan.
Yeah, and Camille there just very close to getting that engage on the Jarvan. Jarvan knocking her up as she moved away.
Yeah.
Negative Space taking the early lead this game. This is the first game where they've started out ahead. So we'll see if they're able to continue that lead or if Disco Nunu is going to be able to scale up. Disco Nunu is on the scaling side this time. They've got the Vladimir and the Kale on their team.
Yeah, see if they can transition their lead or have to do a full 30 coin burn
30 coin burn. I need to level.
But, no, like, yeah, first time we're seeing a lead for negative space in this game.
Yeah,
or in the series.
In the series,
so.
yeah. And, yeah, the atypical bot lane for Disco Nunu instead.
Yeah. And we were talking about it. You were mentioning it earlier, and I was going to talk about it with the baby cage. As for you, Taros does not want me to make this point.
No, I'm busy.
Continues going. With the baby cage, unless you catch them on the sides of the baby cage, if you catch them in the lane, the minions quite often will run into the sides of the baby cage and group up on top of you in that stun, which will make landing that hook off the stun a lot harder.
Yeah, that you're right. You're absolutely right. That would make it quite difficult.
So generally, you'll want. I would imagine you would want to go
hook, and then you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck in this.
You're stuck in the baby cage.
Yeah. Hang around while we punch you.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody kind of going back to farming. Surprisingly, a lot of action at mid lane.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Zelvarak lands the pull. Lands the snare, dodges the pull.
Yep.
Doesn't get caged.
Yeah. No, manages to avoid all that.
And we do see K for Kimchi is rotating towards the bot side along with Watery. They're both here. They want to go in for this. This is going to be a dive here. Big dive on the bot lane. TP coming as well.
Ulti from Morgana as well comes in. Rick Chum not getting the stuns onto anybody. The Kale ulti does come out. Keeps Sokka alive. And Zelvarak will be the only casualty.
And we do see Vladimir here is collapsing around. Watery's
Watery on the backside gets the root onto Sokka.
Woo!
Ass comes out, not going to actually get the kill, but Watery will seal that one away. K for Kimchi getting away at low health. And they managed to trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, K for Kimchi picking up that kill there. Really nice pick for Kimchi.
Yeah,
finishing that off.
2-0-1 on the Gragas now. And we'll have to see how he builds. He has the Predator boots built. And 3 people waiting around for the Sivir. And also not the easiest target to grab either.
No, really not. Good TP by Kale there, though. Really turned what could have been a terrible fight for Disco Nunu into a moderate, exchange.
Moderate success.
Moderate success. Okay, for Kimchi coming in on a unique. Is unique and dodge. Gets the dodge. Oh, darn. Too bad there.
Too bad. It's Vladimir.
Yeah, too bad. Just Vlad. Be sad.
Yeah, no, Zelvarak with the on-point binding, but, Pool kind of makes dodge and ganks pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you're going to run both your CCs at the same time. That's a tough one, though. It's very hard to gank the Vladimir. So, ooh, again! No, sir, I don't want to be controlled.
Nope. Just going to pull away from everything right now. Ryutaro's getting a little bit of trade with that. I can't remember what the W's called. I was playing her the other day.
Slash.
Yeah.
Slash. Leg kick.
Yeah. Gragas popping the Predator's not going to find anything top lane. A little bit too pushed in for that one.
Yeah, they are trying to take it to Mikhail, though.
Yeah. Wants to keep her down for as long as he can. And Vladimir actually getting hit by some CC here. Unique having to pull away. But the Windrake is going to go the way of Disco Nunu here. All the power up towards the top side of the map, so not a whole lot that negative space can do about that dragon.
Yeah, good control there from Disco Nunu picking that up. Oh, unique flashing away. Worried about the Gragas flash body slam, I think, there.
Yeah, which rightfully worried about. Might not have had Pool up just yet there. So had to flash away from that one.
Oh, and so much attention.
The ulti comes out, the Ignite's down. The Zhonya's is there, the Flag and Drag is not, and no one's going to die.
And he does manage to survive. Lives with almost no health, but he lives. Vladimir, very hard to kill.
Yeah, especially once he gets some form of Zhonya's. He does have the one-time stopwatch that is burnt up now, and Watery going to get knocked up here. A lot of health on this Nautilus, and actually going to find Zelvarak here as well, and Watery goes down.
He does. K for Kimchi comes for the barrel kill one more time.
K for Kimchi getting on the board there, but I'm kind of surprised Watery stood stuck around long enough to die to that one.
Yeah, he may have been very close to having his shield cooldown up again.
Yeah, thought he was a bit tankier than he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have any defensive items really yet. Got a little bit of health. Just finished his proto belt. It's got a catalyst, but no armor.
No, and so Jarvan managing to make that a 1-for-1 trade. So not exactly what you want going for you. And XZ4 starting to take it to Ryutaros in this lane.
Yeah, XC4 has been a strong top laner for the entire series. Really not getting pushed around, often doing some of the pushing himself. Ryutaros also been exceptionally strong. Both top laners really, really doing well throughout all these games so far.
Worth it to note that we're kind of seeing a different build on this Kayle than we saw on Ryutaros' Kayle last game.
Oh, yes, that is
Got
interesting.
the tier coming out as well as the pickaxe longsword.
So is that Manamune, you think?
I would imagine it
yeah,
has.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Did not see that last game. A lot of Kayles will go for the level 6 power spike of Nashor's Tooth and level 6, and then into something like Gunblade or Rageblade or some kind of blade.
Yeah, for sure. This will obviously make the Kayle scaling even more dangerous as the game goes on with the Manamune. But she's going to sacrifice a little bit of that mid-game where she is already not the strongest.
Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of understand it from this perspective of they've got a lot of magic damage on this team. The rest of the carries are AP carries for Disco Nunu here. So going that AD damage with the Manamune, Miramana, whatever it is. Can't remember his name.
Manamune to Miramana.
Yeah. The Manamune. Early on, you get that AD damage. You got your AP Vigar, AP Vladimir. So, yeah, you don't really want the Nashor's Tooth early on. And XC4 going to get locked up here.
Oh, wow.
Morgana just gonna miss the binding. Zelvarak.
Ryutaro still picking it up there. Had so much damage.
Yeah. Greg, K for Kimchi trying to steal yet another one away with the cask there.
That's last hitting. I'm just last hitting.
Yeah.
And Rift Herald.
Yeah.
Probably going to go off the negative space this time, but it does look like they're in a position to contest if they so chose.
Yeah, I don't think they want to with the Kayle down just for even a few more seconds here.
Yeah, Camille is still visible in the top lane as well, too, so they do know that she's around, would be able to rotate to a fight if they chose to take one. So they're just going to let it go over, make their way towards the dragon area, get vision control in that side of the map, and trade objectives, perhaps.
And still a minute on dragon, so negative space can go down there and kind of clean up there. Ryutaro's actually now in a little bit of trouble. Damage coming through, and looks like the dive is ready to go onto Kayle here.
An interesting placement of the Rift Herald. They choose to drop it in from behind to tank the tower when there's no minions, so they can completely cut off this Kayle here.
Yep. Forcing the Kayle to make a choice of how she wants to try to get
She's
out
going to
of
go to their tower. She's going for the execute.
Yeah, not
going
going
to
to
happen.
find it. K for Kimchi getting yet another one. 4-0-1 so far on this Gragas.
Yeah, if she wanted to commit to the execute, she probably had to continue running past the tower.
Yeah.
But not 100% sure that was entirely her goal there. Maybe just delay a little bit.
Yeah. I think Kayle had the minions with her, so maybe try to just get a tower plate or something while they could. Or I guess it's way too late.
Way
for
too
a tower
late for
plate.
plates, but.
But Zelvarak now golden with the ulti on. Actually gets the stun onto Vladimir. Unique will go down. K for Kimchi unstoppable, picking up yet another kill. 5-0-1.
Yeah, very clean combination there. Zelvarak's stun followed up by...
jumps in, jumps on Saka, explodes his face. The barrel is going to be there. K for Kimchi is dominating. Watchery under the tower, still a bit tanky, but will go down thanks to the tower shots. Jarvan locking them in the Cataclysm there.
Yeah, Jarvan's Cataclysm really saving them that fight, forcing them to play towards the backside, and at the same time, they're taking a ton of damage from the tower. Can't move in to try and kill the targets they want to be on. They've just got to try and get out of there. That Cataclysm normally does 300 damage, but locking them with the tower, it was like a 2,000 damage Cataclysm there.
Yeah. No, but this will be the Drake, as they did win that fight 2-for-1. So with the numbers advantage, they are going to move down to that Drake. And looks like they're going to move into this bottom tower, try to get that one off the map as well.
And they may find Vigar down here. Yeah, it looks like Vigar has no idea. K for Kimchi. Oh my God!
Just in time.
Wow, perfect ward to save his life there. Definitely would have died.
Yeah.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Do you want to turn the audio up just a little bit, Kevin?
Game?
I'm not sure. We just got a request.
Turn up game audio just a tad.
Done.
I believe that would do it.
That's the request. Well, we can make that happen. We can make it happen. We have the power. We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
Maybe that's a little too much.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't know. We'll see what the chat says.
Yeah.
If they complain, we'll turn it up even more.
Yeah.
And then if they complain that it's too loud, we'll turn it up even more.
And,
Perfect.
Yeah, Unique going to move back to mid lane here. Look to farm it up. And, yeah, both teams kind of just resetting after that last fight in Dragon.
Yeah, Baron's going to be an objective here very shortly. Both teams have been doing most of their plays around objectives. They're not really making huge tower dives most of the time. Mostly objective-based fighting. So I imagine we might see some sort of battling for this Baron in the next little bit, or at least for vision control in the area.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before the next dragon. Mid-outer towers are obviously things that both teams are going to want to get before they really go for that Baron.
Yeah.
But
actually, kind of something interesting to note is the early adaptation by Kitten here to the team composition. A lot of AD carries don't change their first 3 items because they're so important to their build. But picking up the Hex Drinker.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Vigar going to be a definite threat as the game goes on. Kale, so much AP as well.
Yeah.
Even Voshi's itemizing
Even
that way.
building AD, you're still the hybrid carry. as
And then
Kale,
Vladimir, of
as
course.
well.
The Hex Drinker is just going to be able to save him from Vladimir ults. Sivir ult popped. Not sure what happened there. I guess they were afraid of engage from Jarvan.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's still a kind
Ooh.
of questionable one. Minotaur's trying to go in here.
Doesn't
Tap
land the
shield,
stun.
but
And XE4. Ooh,
oh, the
nice
hook onto
hook.
Sivir. No spell shield on that one.
There it
The
goes.
Dunk comes in. Kitten in a lot of trouble here.
Gets the snare. Kitten
will
going for a little
stay
bit of
just
trade.
Alive, yeah.
But everyone falling extremely low. Kitten's going to want a base here probably. Doesn't have too much lifesteal.
Yeah, Rio Taros missing the knock-up. Going to take a lot of damage from XC4 here.
Okay for Kimchi,
And,
knocking him back to the wall. Oh, and he's
Going
out of
over,
there.
Flash away. And, yeah, manages to get himself out alive.
Yeah, well done, Kimchi, getting out there. Had the plant. Plant came in handy.
Very important escape, too, seeing as Kimchi is the only one in the game with a bounty on his head right now.
Ooh, 600 gold. Yeah.
So that'd be a pretty big swing for Disco Nunu to have that in their pocket.
Yeah, Kitten doing a great job farming this game. First player to hit over 200 CS at 21 minutes.
Yep.
So great farm numbers. Picks up another BF sword. He's going to be hitting hard.
Yeah, no, had that slight delay in his build with the Hex Drinker, but now going back on track. I would imagine probably going into like an Infinity Edge.
Yeah, quite possibly. It'll be interesting to see what he does choose to go. That's probably the route. I imagine he's probably not opting for Bloodthirster, but we'll see what he chooses to go this game.
Yeah.
A lot of the damage is going to be reliant on him as the game goes on. Watery going to do a decent chunk, but mostly just a big body. Gragas obviously always going to do a decent chunk of damage, especially now that he's got a strong lead, but will fall off as the game goes on. And then there's Camille.
And Rio Taros now trying to go in on the Kale. Gets the ulti out, dodges the ulti damage with his own. And XC4 might be in a bit of trouble here. Rick Chum on the backside. Flashes over the wall. Misses the hook. The dunk comes in from Jarvan on the backside. Rio Taros still fighting been staying alive for a
Oh
little
my
bit longer,
god.
but
Almost gets out,
flag-
too.
the drag. Not even the flag
the
and drag.
spear
just the
to the
drag.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a Baron start while Negative Space is looking at Dragon. But no, they know what's going on, so they're going to path that way as well, too.
Yeah.
They've been spotted. They're going to take a bunch of damage here. 5 for 4. They're not particularly healthy. They don't have Jarvan ult. They don't have Kale ult either, so this could be a play for Negative Space to be able to pick this up here if they choose to go for this fight. We got Gragas initiating.
Yeah.
He's looking
Predator
for a fight.
pop, but not going to go in on that. Just enough to force off the Baron, so.
Well, good play. I'm not I think they were going to go for that Baron there, but that delays or maybe stops Negative Space from taking the Dragon as well, too. So
Looks like Negative Space is moving in for that Dragon right now, and Disco Nunu is nowhere to be seen on the map. 2 members backing right now.
no, yeah, that wasn't what they're thinking at all. They're just trying to go for the Baron play there. So Red Dragon going over to Negative Space. Very even game gold-wise. Only a 1.8k gold lead for Negative Space right now with a 4 kill and 2 tower advantage. So that means farm numbers are really on the favor of Disco Nunu right now. Jarvan a lot ahead of Gragas, and Vladimir a lot ahead of Watery, and of course Sivir ahead of Vigar. But Blitzcrank with 50 executes puts them not actually that far behind.
Yeah. No, and it's worth it to look at the dragons, too, that have been picked up. Because 2 dragons to 1, but it's Infernal Mountain compared to a Windrake.
Yeah.
So,
And there's not too many champions that really benefit from a Windrake on the side of Disco Nunu.
yeah.
Jarvan for ganking, of course. Blitzcrank for getting those initiations on his pole. Vladimir if he's going for some crazy flash, Protobell, Zanyas.
Yeah. It'll help with just general map movement, but say we come down to a Baron play, you're definitely going to value Negative Space's dragons a lot more with just the straight 80 AP of Infernal and the objective damage of Mountain Drake.
Yeah.
So, definitely going to have to look at how they set up those Baron fights, because we saw it tried once, and it's clearly going to be a thing on the table now as Watery gets hooked in.
Pulled. Rick
Has
Chum
to flash
didn't even
away.
think it was going to connect. If you notice the way he was
Yeah.
going, he just throws it out, doesn't activate his power fist,
Nope.
and then walks back after he's surprised it hit. Ooh, Spoofoo's going in a little far here.
Yeah,
He doesn't
gets
have
hooked in
vision.
by Watery, and the knockups do come through. Land onto Kale. Kale's getting bounced
Kale's
around
in a bad
the back
spot.
line. The ulti does manage to come out. Watery's almost dead. Does end up going down. Kale's still alive on the backside. Gets popped by K for Kimchi. Zelveract going to go down to Unique on the backside, though. Kitten now trying to stay just outside of Unique's range here. The golden Zanyas comes out for Vladimir. The flash forward by Kitten.
Oh my god, this is going to be scary.
Here.
Okay,
Kitten
manages
does
to live,
manage
has
to
spell
take
shield
it down.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, and Ryauteros wasn't in that fight until very late as well too.
Yeah, no, Ryutero's having to run up on the backside there. Or TP in, I guess, because the TP just recently on cooldown. So, they are doing the Baron here, and they
Kitten's
doing
a lot of damage.
for 3 people. Thanks to
Vigar's
those
on the
things.
backside, though.
Cameron
They just
Kimchi
got to go for the
pulled
finish.
out.
They're going for the
Zanyas-
finish, Ken.
And, yeah, Camille managing to clean up the Baron, but K for Kimchi going to lose his life for that.
I had a vision in my mind that Blitz was about to flash ult. Pew. Oh, he doesn't even have flash.
Does not have flash.
Oh, he's got Hextech flash right now.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what it
got
is.
Flash. Not really the easiest flash to use for
No.
Baron Steel when you're in front of the pit.
Yeah. doesn't
Behind the
quite work.
pit, maybe.
Yeah,
but-
maybe. Got to time it really well, though.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, just pop it in.
Don't mind me sitting here charging.
Just taking your Baron. I'm trying.
Yeah. But it is good for Disco Nunu that they got the Baron buff off of at least one member.
Yeah, every single time they can take one of those Barons down, that's a significant victory for them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not on a split pusher like Ryutaros. You'd imagine Gragas generally is going to stick with the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But still, one less member with slightly enhanced abilities here. As we have a slight freeze here. Spectator client works perfectly, I swear.
It never breaks.
Never.
No memory leaks.
But yeah, Watery, Zelvrak, and K for Kimchi just hanging out in the mid lane here. Looks like they're going to rotate top. Might be trying to get the pick onto Unique here. Unique should be pretty safe there thanks to the pink boards.
Yeah, going to be tough to get on him, but we are seeing the far off 3-1-1 right now, but possibly an engage onto Zelvrak. No!
Ooh.
The spell shield lasts for eons.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Eons.
Actually, there was a very smart play that was tried there. Just didn't work.
Just didn't work.
Because Blitz flash ulted and then
Team's
pulled.
turret has been destroyed.
Oh.
Hoping to get the ult damage just over the wall to catch Zelvrak and pop that shield and then get the pull in.
Yeah. Near, far, not quite where they
yeah.
are.
Unfortunately, Zelvrak's sitting just a little bit too far away from the wall and it doesn't work.
And negative space and a really good... Zelvrak very forward right now. He's probably going to go
Does
down.
go golden with two people there, but yeah, that's a Vigar there. Kind of kills mages.
Yeah, and a good defense there from Disco Nunu, stopping them from getting that inhibitor in the top lane. Very important defending point at this time. Red Drake is alive again, though.
Yeah, and that is two open inhibitors, so even if they manage to defend the inhibitor, it is open now, and it's going to be tough to defend in the future, especially if this Infernal goes the way of negative space, which
And
it
it does.
The dunk does come in for Jarvan, but K for Kimchi going to pay his life for the objective again. Watery going to delay a little bit more and keep Kitten and Ryutaros alive.
So that's a two-man pickup there for the side of Disco Nunu. Disco Nunu needs to open up the map a little bit right now in this time, while they've got a little bit of a lead. They've killed the primary gold source right now. Gragas has got all the kills on their team.
They killed Zelvrak at some point, and I don't know when it was.
They killed Zelvrak on the top inhibitor.
Red team's turret
Top
has been
inhibitor.
destroyed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I remember
And
that now.
and Gragas and
Yeah.
the tank lines being down. They do manage to get the middle tower. Definitely an important pickup. Unfortunately, not able to pick up more there. It's going to be hard to push against a Sivir Morgana. Really quick at cleaning those lanes.
Oh yeah, no. One of the best 80 carries for wave
Turret
clear
has been
in
destroyed.
Sivir there.
Yeah, Sivir now at almost 300 farm. Pretty close to full build, probably.
Yeah.
She's got she's got a couple items that she's still going to want to finish. It is very expensive to become a full AD build once you're building Hex Deck as well too, Hex Drinker. Picks up that rapid fire cannon.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
But I mean, there is a reason that people call Sivir the 500 CS win condition. Because even if you're in a game with K for Kimchi stealing all your kills, sitting 7-2-2 so far.
Yeah.
Kitten unfortunately 1-0-4.
Yeah.
A little bit of a kill discrepancy there.
But he
Sivir-
rich. He's still rich.
Sivir's so easy to pick up that 500 CS on.
Yeah, especially when the waves start to tumble towards you on the
Yeah.
map if you fall behind or anything like that. So-
Yeah. No, very easy champion to get a lot of gold with, but and really uses that gold quite well with the ricochet crits. Boomerang Blade, one of the stronger abilities in the game if it hits only a single target.
Yeah, it's so much damage when you get the back and forth from that Boomerang Blade.
Yeah.
Next major objective on the map is going to be Baron, it looks like. It doesn't look like Negative Space are going to want to push these open inhibitors without that Baron. So they're going to wait for the Baron, try and either take a Baron fight and win off that, or get the Baron and then take that to win. So it's on Disco Nunu to try and counter that play at this point, because that's pretty clearly what Negative Space is going to be setting up to do. Oh, and they have gone for the 4-1 split as well, too, with Ryutaros in the bot lane versus Kale.
Yeah, and Ryutaro's going to move up towards the top side. Going to catch out onto Kale here. Does not dodge the ulti this time, but does trap him in there. Ryutaros has to flash away. The damage comes out that goes golden, but he's not going to be able to escape from this Kale. Tries to re-engage.
very strange, weird little last couple interactions there.
Yeah.
Fight coming in from negative space.
Jarvan gets the ulti down onto Watery and Zelvarak. Sivir on the backside has the ulti pop. Will be running around. Unique goes golden.
Kale's TP'd in, but she has no ultimate. She's
Watery
pretty
gets
low on the
pushed out.
backside.
Unique trying to push forward here. Goes down to the Ignite on the
Sokka's
backside.
so low.
Sokka's so low. The Ricochet comes through. Hits up XD4 as well. Triple kill coming out for Kitten. 3 for 2.
Yeah.
And they are going to move on to this Baron. Jarvan is alive still.
And that is a fight that they definitely needed to win there. With the having lost their top laner and then Kale being able to TP.
Yeah.
But Kale without the ultimate, not quite as much of a team fight menace. Still doing a ton of damage, but a hard positioning for her to be able to fight in. And that's the second Baron for negative space.
Yeah, they did a lot with that first Baron, opening up both of the top and bottom inhibitors. They never quite got the inhibitors themselves, but it's going to be hard to deny them on this Baron.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough here.
A second Infernal Drake picked up since then, so...
That's true, too. Yeah, this is... we see now also we've got Executioner Calling coming out from Sivir.
Yeah. And we do have one more Mountain Break. So if they get double Infernal, double Mountain, that's hard to defend a base.
Yeah, and she's also completed her Maw of Malmortius as well, too. So Maw completed on both Camille and on Sivir at this point. And then we've got Abyssal Mask on Nautilus.
Sivir popping the ulti, just going to chase down Blitzcrank. Looking for a pick, but he's
so
all by
close.
himself. That binding lands, he's dead, so...
Ooh,
lucked out
goes
on that
onto
one.
Zelvarak. Zelvarak's the one out of position now. Does flash the bind.
A cast comes out from Kimchi. Not exactly sure what he was throwing that cast for.
Go away. That's why. Go away.
Pushes him back, so the siege does continue. Ryutaro's actually in a lot of trouble. Takes so much damage just from standing beside the minion wave.
Yeah, and the tides has shift. You can no longer bully Kale Ryutaro. She is the bully.
Yeah, the bottom inhibitor is being sieged on Kale. If nothing else, Ryutaros is doing the job of pulling Kale away from the base.
Yeah, and that really is his job here. Oh no, this is
the
a...
hook in
Okay, we're
onto
seeing a counter engage.
Spoofu. The teleport's coming back in from a full health Ryutaros with GA now. The hook misses onto Unique. Unique healed up off the ulti. Watery's now tanking the tower underneath. Rickchum goes down. Kale still just barely alive. Will go down as well to Kitten, and the ace comes out. Negative space is going to clean up this game, clean up the series, and move on to grand finals.
And just when it looked like negative space was going to be completely out of a tournament, they win one team fight in mid, and then the snowball just starts rolling down the hill. And really, just a really strong... This game, the first game, they didn't fall behind in the early game. And they just managed to bring it forward as the game went on. Which does mean, once again, negative space will be in the finals here at the Edmonton Open.